welcome to Letterbox Book Club. My name is Claire.
And I'm Mackenzie.
And today we will be discussing My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. I think that's what it's called, because every time we've talked about it, it's always like a wording has been wrong and it just sounded...
I know.
It's like Our Killer Vacation, something
One
vacation.
killer vacation.
Yeah. We're just terrible at it. But yeah, another Tessa Bailey banger.
Yeah, it's all good.
And then when Kenzie's ready, she can kick us off with the blurb or the Goodreads description or whatever else she's found.
One, I would also like to start by mentioning that I'm in my new recording studio. And I use that term very loosely because it is a corner of my garage.
With like a divider, wall divider.
Yeah, it looks great. I'll chuck it on stories.
Sure.
Yeah, it is, I'm making the best out of a scenario.
You're making a space to help elevate your podcasting juices. I get that. It's better than my end of the dining table nonsense that I got going on.
And I'm being blessed by the smell of burning paper that's stuck in my heater.
I mean, you got to get that out before it becomes a problem.
I'm just letting it burn out because then it will go away.
Fair enough. All right, fair enough. Okay. Oh, your little heater, like I understand.
Yeah,
now. Okay,
my little
sorry.
space heater. Yeah.
I thought you meant like your proper heater.
No, not my overhead heater. This is my little space heater. My little corner of the globe over here.
Just don't like choke yourself out with like, the smoke and anything.
I'll get like carbon monoxide poisoning or something.
Exactly.
You'll just see me drop.
Don't accidentally just die on me. Plot twist.
It'll really bring this book full circle. Alright, I'll start with the blurb. It was supposed to be a relaxing vacation in sweet, sunny Cape Cod, just me and my beloved brother. But discovering a corpse in our rental house really throws a wrench into our tanning schedule. Now, a crude, rude bounty hunter has arrived on the back of his motorcycle to catch the killer and refuses to believe I can be helpful, despite countless hours of true crime podcast listening. Not to mention a fulfilling teaching career of wrangling second graders. A brash bounty hunter and an energetic elementary school teacher. The murder-solving team no one asked for. But thanks to these pesky attempts on my life, we're stuck together come hell or high tide. I'm just here to do a job, not babysit an amateur sleuth, although it is becoming less and less of a hardship to have her around. Sure, she's stubborn, distracting, and can't stay out of harm's way. She's also brave and beautiful and reminds me of the home I left behind 3 years ago. In other words, the painful hunger and protectiveness she's waking up in me is a threat to my peace of mind. Before I sink any deeper into this dangerous attraction, I need to solve this murder and get back on the road. But will fate take her from me before I realise the road has been leading to her all along?
But you're done with the blurb?
I'm done with the blurb.
Lovely.
Okay, thoughts, feelings, emotions.
Oh, Jesus, all right. Okay, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. I really approached this book in the funny meme sense, but in the literal sense of no thoughts, head empty. And I think that got me through it, to be honest. It's a book. It's a vacation read.
It is literally a vacation read.
Yeah. No, I enjoy Tessa Bailey's style. It just seemed, I don't know, a bit goofy. It's like if you're into murder investigations with a side of horniness, like this book is for you.
That's
literally
everyone's into.
Yeah, sure. Went along for the ride. I wasn't really trying to figure things out. There was at one point I was like, is it this person? And then subsequently, is it this person? And then that was it. Like I just let the book take me where I needed to go. I enjoyed like just the weaving of like post-pandemic life and like rental crisis, Airbnb strife and all that stuff. I don't know what word I was looking for, but like those issues and stuff. Enjoyed that. Expected probably a little bit more, but it's just a fun goofy book, I guess.
Yeah.
What about you, Kenzie?
Based on like the title of the book and the cover of the book, I thought that it was going to be a bit more spooky.
Okay, yep. Like more horror themed and thriller.
Yeah, I thought it was more thriller-esque, not quite Verity, but just like a bit more spoopy, like maybe like comedy spoopy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, or like with prank stuff. I thought that the murder would also take up more of the plot, considering that's the main catalyst that drives the plot forward. Well, that begins the plot really. So I was a little bit disappointed that it kind of just ended up on the back burner.
Right.
But I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It is a romance book, a young adult, a new adult romance book, really. So and I don't know how it was. What is the word? Advertised.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit disappointed by it. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I read it in 2-ish days. Yeah, I have qualms because of course I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought I wanted a bit more murder.
Yeah, fair. More
I wanted
murder.
maybe 2 murders as well.
Like, yeah, a murder as they're investigating to kind of like throw them off or something.
Yeah.
A bit more
like,
urgency.
I wish they were like investigating a suspect, and then like I wish, as they were thinking that it was the sister, I wish that then she got murdered or something.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, like I wanted one of the suspects to get murdered to throw them off.
Yeah, and for them to question everything, really like mind boggle people and yeah, because I guess when it comes to writing, I don't know, perhaps a crime book or there are themes and motifs in like in like crime media and all that where you try and deceive like the oh fucking hell, I can't speak. The perp is never who you expect, and they try and trick and deceive you and lead you astray. It's kind of like Glass Onion style and like Knives Out style like type of writing, but feel like I feel like I still got it in the end. It wasn't. Yeah. It was. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I sound like a fucking idiot, but I don't know. Alrighty, so the book, 2-person point of view. We got Taylor and Miles. Let's talk about Taylor. Such a millennial.
First, actually, I just want to start with... So, yeah, Taylor and her brother Jude are going on vacation in Cape Cod. Fun. And then they're in an Airbnb, and they happen across the owner of the Airbnb murdered.
Yes, in like the laundry room or something. Like, just there. He's just chilling. Body decomposing.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the plot.
I love that it was revealed in the first chapter, and none of this, like, we're puttering around, and then chapter 5 it's revealed. It's like, from the get-go, fuck, there's a body.
One of the main qualms I have is that, so then, the plot comes forward, like, there's police or whatever, and then Oscar, that's the guy, the owner of the house, Oscar, his sister comes and it's like, oh no, my brother has been murdered. Oh no, she's not crying. And there's so much emphasis on, like, she's not crying, like, there's no real tears, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, they've made it really obvious that she's the killer. So then I thought it was a bit silly that they made it so obvious. But then obviously it isn't her in the end. But then, spoiler alert, it's the mayor's assistant. And after, because I said to you, I was like, oh, the sister did it. But then I sent you another message later being like, oh, the assistant did it. Because they were just making too many like mentions of the way he was looking at her, or he was paying attention to Taylor and stuff, but then they weren't following that up with him like asking her out or anything. So I was just like, oh, sus.
What other crimes do you have?
He's sussing her to see if she susses him.
I feel like because with Taylor, she's all about like the crime podcasts, and when you've like listened or watched a lot of crime podcasts or shows and stuff, like you seem to like get the gist of, or you seem to think those themes and all that reflects real life and how people react. So if there is a murder situation and like a relative isn't crying, you're going to assume, all right, that's sus because they're not upset. But then we don't know their personal relationship with each other.
Yeah, and then again, we're always like, well, everyone grieves differently, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. What other qualms?
Why is Miles spelt like that?
I quite like it, though.
No, Claire!
I'm sorry, I like it.
It's like I don't know.
Miles.
Yeah, so
is that all?
That, no. I also...
Is it just trying to be too funky with like a normal name?
Yes.
So that's what gets you?
Yes. I also didn't, because I audiobooked it, some of it.
Oh no, here we go.
I didn't like the voice actor for Miles.
What do you sound like?
I'll play it. It just wasn't gruff, you know?
As I was reading, in my head, like, I could hear the voice that, like, I was picturing for Miles. Like, gruff.
Yeah, I was picturing such a super sexy man.
Obviously replaying the encounter. Oh, God. That's who they're talking to right now. God, I sighed, patting her on the back, asking him to guide you off the dark path of sin.
I expected it to be deeper.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the tone...
The cadence.
Could be deeper. The cadence, but yeah. If the tone was deeper, that's exactly how I was, like, picturing it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. But yeah, anyway. It's funny how, like, even an audiobook can, like, just throw you off out of the moment.
Yeah. That's fine. And then, also, the cover art doesn't match Miles because he's meant to have long hair.
Ah, yes, that's right, that's right. This is not the first book that has a mismatched cover to the character description.
Yeah. And then, Also, he's a self-proclaimed, I don't do soft and fluffy, I don't do relationships, I don't do blah blah, and then like literally I think the first time he meets Taylor, he's just turned into like a little lap dog licking her feet.
A little puddle, yeah.
Yeah.
It's how it goes, you know.
Like, it was, yeah, it's like, I understand that obviously he's going to turn into a big softie, but also drag it out a little bit, please.
And I think they're meant to be, like, their Airbnb stay was meant to be for, like, 6 days. So does this all happen in 6 days?
This happens,
or is it
oh
longer?
my god, I was going to bring this up. I took a photo. This was 5 days.
Jesus
So
Christ.
this is another I have a bigger, long list of things anyway. So I was like, this happened in 5 days. Can anyone say trauma bond?
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. We learn a lot about Miles in those 5 days as well. Yeah, crazy. Let's go through your list. Like, what you got going over there?
Okay. Their sex. Ugh.
Fair enough, yeah.
We have the description of a vagina being called the sex.
Yeah,
Or like
yeah,
her-
we know you love that.
Her sex. Pussy. The use of the word pussy. The use of the word cock. And the use of the word, you just ask for daddy and you'll get what you want.
Yeah, we love it. You think this is just like, I don't know, using just modern, I guess, language that we like to meme about and hear on social media and then just incorporate it into a book and just hope it's relevant or it relates to, I suppose, the younger readers or the young adult readers.
Yeah, and I should save this for the other podcast, but anyway, I do know someone who enjoys being called daddy.
And that's fine. Good on them.
I don't get it.
You don't get it?
Like, if someone's
Okay.
like, call me daddy, I'll be like, impregnate me. Like, okay then. Like,
Like, literal sense.
yeah,
I'll give you a reason to call you daddy.
yeah, I'll call your bluff.
That's dangerous. Yeah, I don't know. I've never, like, for the meme, yeah, daddy and all that stuff, but now it's just like, I think it's just gone too far.
Yeah.
Every hot celebrity, male celebrity is daddy.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no nuance to it anymore.
Yeah.
It's overused.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get that. I suppose, because this book was only 298 ebook pages, according to my Kindle. I don't know how long it took you to listen on audio. But yeah, there's just so many tense moments, or sexual tense moments, and then they always get interrupted, and then they actually go at it a couple times, which is fine.
Yeah.
Such a short amount of book, and a short amount of time, just leaves the unbelievability, I guess.
Uh-huh.
This is why, like, it was head empty. Like, as soon as, like, his first chapter came up and it was, like, he's turned into a puddle, he's like, I want to fuck this girl. This girl's going to change my life or something like that. I'm like, all right, I'm turning my critical off. Like, I don't care.
Like, if it was 2 weeks, I would be like, all right, I can suspend my disbelief.
For 5 days or 6 days.
For 5 days. I don't know, yeah, like, the way it was described about how they would, rile each other up and then nearly have sex and not have sex, and then there'd be a time period where they don't see each other, and then they'd see each other, and it was awkward. It was like, oh, so you just went home and had a nap.
Yeah,
And
or
then
it's been, like, 6 hours.
It's been 6 hours, like, calm down, you're fine.
Hey, they had big emotions. A nap would have been good to settle them down.
Well, you know why they had big emotions? Because they just saw someone be murdered.
Yeah, well, they didn't see
Well,
the
they
murder,
saw
but
the body.
discovering a body, yeah. I would hate to discover a body. That's like another like little fear of mine. We were talking about irrational fears before recording, just really quickly. And like, well, in my line of work, it's possible, but it hasn't happened yet. I think my sister, similar line of work, and she would walk into residents' rooms and they'd be just gone,
Yeesh.
which is sad. But like, glad I haven't had to experience it yet.
That's her problem.
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, trauma bonding. I don't know. All right, what else you got there, Kenzie?
What is going on with Dante?
Yeah, I know. I felt bamboozled at one point.
Go on.
So, you know, either I skimmed so much or I just didn't comprehend the words well. Because I think Jude was talking about, or he was talking to Taylor about something about Bartholomew.
Uh-huh.
And I assumed it was a past relationship that he's getting over.
Same.
And then as soon as it was revealed that it was he works at a panda reserve, I said audibly out loud, I'm like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. I was like, what the fuck? He is like, I think the panda died.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, you're upset and you're mourning, but it's like, come on, bro. It's a panda. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just like, I was led astray. Again, like, we shouldn't be making assumptions, but then obviously Dante comes around and it's like, well, I made the right assumption.
But also, yeah, like, there's this whole kind of subplot about Jude ignoring all his phone calls and ignoring Dante and ignoring his phone and blah, blah, blah. And then Dante suddenly because it's his best friend from childhood or whatever, and Jude is gay and Dante is allegedly not.
Seemingly
straight. Anyway. And then he's like, I had to find out about you two being involved, I guess, in a murder on the news. And then he shows up and it's a whole thing. And then it's all like, oh, it's complicated. Is it Jude or whatever? And then Taylor's like, what? And Jude's like, we're going to talk about this, like, between ourselves.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so are you gay or are you not gay? Who is gay? Why are you running?
Gay? That is the question. Why are you running? Why are you not gay? Yeah, no.
And then I thought, like, such a big subplot. I thought there was going to be a bit more to it.
Yeah, because it seemed like, because the way Jude would talk about Dante was, oh, Dante's ignoring me, but in fact Jude is ignoring him.
Yeah.
A lot of angst there. And, like, Dante is an actor, movie star or something. So he was literally like, can I come inside? The paparazzi are literally right there. And it's like, bro.
I thought as well, because he was an actor, I thought he was going to be a tie-in to, like, Hook, Line, Sinker.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, as soon as he said actor, I'm like, oh, is this Hook, Line, Sinker related? Maybe our girl Hannah has worked with him. It's cool, though, that there's that potential. Tessa Bailey is creating her own little universe. The whole Dante-Jude, like, seemed to have, like, escalated, and it's, like, becoming a primal plot point, but then it's just, like, dissolved, dissipated. And, like, it's a short book. If you're going to have a longer book, sure, we can explore that a little bit more, but then it's like you just ran out of time and just submitted what you had. All right, what else, Kenzie, on your list?
Sex in the church, LeMayo.
And then they get caught by somebody as well, I think.
Well, there's nuns. I don't think they get caught.
That's
I think
right.
The nuns are like, you guys are sus.
After the fact, I think.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, we were waiting for the rain to stop. And then the nuns are like, it stopped a while ago.
Yeah.
And they're like, tee-hee.
The nuns were living vicariously through Taylor. They were enjoying the moans of pleasure fill out the camp.
Oh my god. His moans of pleasure drowned out the sounds of the dying and injured.
Except all the nuns are hovering around.
Actually, there was, like, a fair bit of, like, exhibitionist in this book. Exhibitionism.
Yeah, sure. In a parking lot as well, with a vibrator, I think.
I'd be like, do not, no.
That is an indecent charge.
Yeah, you're going to get on a sex offender list. You're not going to be allowed you can't work anymore if you're a teacher. You can't be within 500 feet of children.
That's so funny. You think about these things when it doesn't really matter. Alright, what else is on your list? But actually, no, quickly. It's funny how, the past few books, there's always seemed to be like a sex scene in a church. It's like, why?
Yeah, I'm triggered.
Yeah, religious trauma.
For everyone listening, Claire's walked away from the screen and I don't know what's happening. Oh, she's blowing her nose. 'Tis the season.
Sorry.
It's okay. So I think I have tonsillitis.
Normally, I would have informed you I'm going to do this, but I don't know why I didn't.
That's okay. I was just like, hello.
Felt the compulsion. Anyway. Alright, what's next on your list?
And then I just have love the library scene. Tee-hee. I don't know, I just loved when she got, like, bashed by the book.
Ba-chow!
Yeah. Ba-pow! I don't know, it was just so funny to me, like, just imagining her, like, looking at stuff and then...
It's giving Pretty Little Liars.
And then, like, she's just like...
Of all the places, a library.
Yeah, and then,
where
like,
there's witnesses.
the freaking police and stuff is like, oh, you guys a thing? And they're like, nah. And she's like, there's got to be words and stuff. And then she's, like, explaining stuff. And he's like, I got to call my ex-wife. Like... It's like, do you like? I loved Detective Wright. Like, he just seemed like the fucking goofiest goofball.
Yeah, and he's like the goofy sidekick.
And this is probably like his biggest case ever.
He's on for promotion if he doesn't fuck this up.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably don't get many murders around here, so he's trying to work his way up.
Look who I got. Hang on, look at this person I just got a friend request from.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of, like, back to indecent, I guess,
Exposure.
sex places. Indecent exposure. Like, weren't they in, like, near a snorkeling cave as well?
Oh, yeah, they were in a cave.
In a cave?
Yeah.
Going at it?
Yeah.
See, if you go snorkeling in a cave, you bear the consequences of your actions, I'm so scared of that sort of thing.
I haven't done it in the ocean, but I have...
Oh, I meant just caving in general, not sex in a cave. I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear. So would you have sex in a cave, Kenzie?
No, but I've been in a cave. Like, just for fun.
This reminded me of a TikTok that I saw the other day. Is this guy who was in a cave and like he's like up against the rock and like the water level is like near him, and he's like, I'm in a precarious situation, and then it's like a stitch, and this guy was like, I hope you're alright, but why the fuck did you go there? Like, why did you do that? This is your own fault, you know.
I went spelunking, the correct term. It's called spelunking.
Why?
I don't know. I'll give you I just remember this stuck with me. This has stuck with me for the whole fucking
Was this
12
adventurous?
years. Yes. The whole 12 years since I've done it. Spelunking is the exploration of caves, especially as a hobby. Neil spoke of the virginal spelunking in the mountains.
What the fuck is that?
Okay.
It's so stupid.
When I went spelunking, there was a cave that I went in. And cave is a generous term. It was more of a tunnel, a long hole, and it was like me, like, and then the cave was hitting my head, like the front of me and my back, so I had to like shimmy through it. And I was like, yeah,
Kenzie, definitely think skinny thoughts.
yeah.
Jesus
I
Christ.
was much skinnier back then.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the cave that they're in was obviously like a grotto sort of cave situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I think I'd have sex in a grotto. I'd have sex in a sea grotto. Yeah.
It's the most romantic.
Yeah. I think it's romantic.
What about Little Mermaid Lagoon style?
Yeah. That's grotto.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a grotto?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, cool,
yeah.
cool.
I think so. If I think of the same thing.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, snorkeling in a cave would be just as dangerous.
I think there's a photo of me in this. I'll find it.
I'm pretty sure like a whole group went
Yeah, they did.
splanking.
And we all purpled.
Purpled.
You know how boy tents were blue and girl tents are pink, and so if you mix, it's purpling?
Not really. I was never on that camp. I didn't go camping. I didn't go caving with you guys. I'm sorry, my fucking fear saved my life. Not that anything happened to you. But you could have.
I'm still here. I'm sure the people wouldn't have let us.
Are you sure? Maybe you've been a ghost all along.
There's just really unattractive photos of me from this trip, but anyway.
It's okay. It's okay. It was when our group was like top tier, and then it went downhill from there.
Yeah, everything. The spelunking.
We could talk about it on the potty.
Yeah.
On the other one.
The spelunking trip really ruined my life.
I don't think we were ever like great friends in Ventures. Like we knew of each other,
and this
but
one
then
was
like
just funny. So anyway, we weren't
just
friends.
a baby.
Just a baby. I had braces and everything. We weren't friends till afterwards.
Yeah, well, after like year 12, and then like I don't know, some drama happened, and we were like, we're best buds now.
Well, and then all the trauma.
All the trauma. Yeah. For the longest time, I didn't know you were adopted. I remember we were at Panache and you said something, and I was like, "You're adopted?" You're like, "Yeah." Where the fuck have you been? I was like, I don't know. All right, we've established we're not going to have sex in a cave.
Well, I am.
We'll
You're
never have
not.
sex in a cave. You know, yeah, you will. But yeah, what a photo that is.
Oh, also, sorry, back on this, when we don't know things about each other, I should save this for the other potty, but anyway, while we're on the subject. I was having lunch with some friends the other day, and I think that one of them didn't realise that my dad was dead, and we were talking about seeing dead bodies, and I was like,
Okay,
I went and saw my dad, and then I just saw, like, the horror, like, flash over their face, and then, like, they, like, composed themselves.
Yeah. That's how you get them.
I was like,
your
oopsie.
party trick.
Yeah.
It must be nice.
Yeah. It must be nice.
It's just yesterday when I was like, I'm going to the footy with my dad. Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Having a dad.
Yeah.
It must be nice having a mother, Kenzie. Hey, I have my dad, you have your mum.
Hey,
Let's
if they'd got together, we would have had both still. Alright, back to cave
we've
sex.
We've derailed.
Back to cave sex.
No, let's go back to the library.
Yeah.
The pachow.
Pachow! No, that's the metal. I need like a wood sound, like a thunk. Yeah, that's good. That's good hitting in the head sound.
See, now I'm making up for the fact that I gave no sound effects in Crossed. I'm doing it now.
You did. You were the pole.
A very silent pole.
Oh shit, my mic.
That wasn't a sound effect.
That's Miles crying over them breaking up.
Team over his divorce. Oh, far out.
Alright, back to the library. Anyway, yeah, Teehee, that was a favourite of mine.
Yeah, in that, it just gave Pretty Little Liars when they're just about to, like, figure out some evidence about A, and it's like, bam, it's gone.
Did you know in Pretty Little Liars that, like, there's a particular time in the timeline where 3 seasons is, like, 2 months?
No.
Yeah.
I used to religiously watch Pretty Little Liars, and then I just stopped.
I watched it all the way to the end.
Maybe we can save this for another potty. Alright, well, now that you brought it up, like, what are your thoughts on Pretty Little Liars?
Did you finish it?
No, but I know, like, what happened.
Okay, yeah, it just went downhill.
Something about a secret twin sister all along.
Yeah, Spencer had a secret British twin sister.
See, this is when, like, because I've been seeing things that apparently Aria was meant to be A, but then because everyone guessed it so well, they're like, oh, we can't let them be right.
This was like...
And so they've just fucked around.
Yeah, that was like Gossip Girl all over again. Like, it was meant to be someone else, and then the fans guessed it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you've built it up so well, and someone guesses it, that's a good, successful build-up.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't have to just throw things out of left field just in the name of tricking people. It's like they're trying to outsmart the fans, but like then you just fuck yourself over into a hole, and then you write garbage. That's all I have to say on that. Alrighty, back to the book. I don't know how much I'm going to cut out of this, to be honest.
That's okay.
So yeah, when did you realise it was Kurt?
When they were at the rally.
Okay.
Yeah, so just before the library.
Okay, yep.
Because
like, kind of en routes to the library.
Yeah, there was like, I don't know, a sentence, about how he was watching them, and then Miles, like, because they were holding hands, Miles brought her hand up and, like, kissed her knuckles, and then, like...
Oh, okay.
Kurt, like, looked, I don't know, it was just, there was too many mentions of Kurt, like, looking at her.
Okay, yep. Well, I didn't really figure it out till almost the very end, I guess, when they tried to pinpoint it on the mayor, and then the mayor's like, I think Miles overheard her talking to, is it Lisa? The sister? Being like, I didn't actually murder anybody, I didn't murder them or whatever, like, she was pleading for her life. And I was like, alright, then I realised, then it must have been Kurt.
Yeah.
And he did it because he's such a fucking people pleaser.
Yeah.
I love that representation, though. People pleasers unite.
Yeah, he's like, I was just like, helping the mayor.
Yeah. I'm just, making sure she's not a hypocrite.
We love that.
Nah, that's so funny. All about job security. I just want my job. Gonna be a big boy personal assistant.
Yeah, and then also, when the mayor went to confront Sally. Was that her name? Sister Sally? Lisa? That's the one.
Lisa
Stanley. Anyway, and she had a knife, not a gun. And then, I think Mars as well, like, made a note, like, oh, well, she's already killed someone, like, why would she bring, like, a knife? Yeah,
they tried to make it tried to really bounce between the 3 main suspects. And, and it's the, what's the word I'm looking for? Not distraction.
Subject subversion.
Subversion, yeah. Or just deception, I guess. And then, it's just the assistant all along. Because they were trying to pin it on this random father, because they found, like, peepholes, and they'd made Oscar out to be, like, a pervert, and so the girl's father came and beat him up a little bit, and probably threatened to kill him as well, but he also had an unregistered alibi, but also he had an unregistered gun as well, which didn't help.
An unregistered gun, you know?
I can safely say I do not have an unregistered gun.
I don't
because
have
I don't have a gun.
Either,
I mean, in America, it's safe to assume there are unregistered firearms.
It's just for my protection, you know. You can never be safe out there.
How many enemies do you have? You are a normal civilian human. You are not important. The Delulu. That's what I think about these days. It's like people are all up in arms about the government. It's like, bro, if you pay your vehicle registration, they know who you are and know where you live. Like, come on.
If you have Facebook, they know who you are.
Yeah, you get your personalized ads. They have your data. Also, it doesn't matter.
It's like the ones that are like, it's for my protection. I'm imagining like an old South lady. It's like, okay, but how many times in your life have you been attacked? Like,
yeah, but it will. I foresee it to be so.
It'll happen.
Yeah, no. Alright, we went on a bit of a
tangent. It's fine.
Let's just talk about Taylor. She's main character.
Ultimate.
She's a school teacher.
Millennial, post-COVID second grade teacher.
Very, very into crime podcasts because, of course, especially the pandemic.
Because she's a white woman.
She's a white woman. She will solve this murder. This is her time to shine. It reminds me of that crime podcast that is like relatively new, but like everyone's shitting on it because the lady is so insensitive about the family and all that, and just see it as a big joke.
I think
looking at your face, you are not.
No, I think I know the one that you're talking about, because
and like they sell merch, and it's like very insensitive to the cases and stuff.
There's a lot of discourse on TikTok about this particular podcast.
And anyway, and just in general, like when crimes happened over the pandemic, like it's like social media, it all became in private investigators, and they're like, source says this, source says that. It's like, bro, no one is talking to you. You are not talking to the police. Like, you're just relaying information. You are not that important. It just pissed me off that like everyone was a PI.
Yeah, and Taylor in the book kept mentioning like a gin bone or something. I don't know what it was, something. And I was like, that's like me saying, well, on Criminal Minds.
And it just reminded me like Taylor. She's just using that knowledge just because you've watched a lot doesn't necessarily mean. It's like you have that expectation that like the murderers or suspects or whatever have the motivation that they would have in like a podcast or a book, and it's like human real life is completely unpredictable.
I think it would be different, I was gonna say, if he was a private investigator, but he used to be but I guess bounty hunter, like you can be
he was a cop, and that helped.
A bit more like willy-nilly with the rules.
But her just being like, I've listened to many things and many scenarios, so this must mean this because this happened in this, or I recognize this elsewhere. And it's just like, no, you're just completely naive and like ignorant about it. But that's just what reminded me, like her listening to podcasts remind me of that whole thing on social media where everyone becomes an investigator and, you know, wants to be the first to like know information or to try and overanalyze things and figure stuff out.
Have you seen, because at the moment as well, there's all this stuff going on about the Idaho for the murders.
Everyone's like, I saw
isn't it
something.
Sus that the two roommates who survived were texting each other while the murders were happening? And they're like, why wouldn't you call the police? And it's like, because texting requires no noise. Like, they're scared. And they say, like, it's like, did you hear that? Yes, I'm scared. It's like, don't open the door.
I know when I'm very scared about something, whether it's, like, I've watched a scary movie or I've watched scary things, or, like, when we went to the Beechworth Asylum or whatever, like, when I'm scared, like, I stay still and I keep quiet and, like, I don't move. Like, in my house and stuff, like, I'll hear some knocks in the night and I'm like, I'm just gonna stay still and ignore it. And I feel like that's what they must have done. Survival. And I was just going to say, I heard something or saw something online about the Idaho 4, and it was like, oh, this girl must have known the guy who did it. And it's like, it's just such a reach. Just like, let the police figure it out. And then it becomes where everyone is too nosy about what's going on. It's like you're not entitled to this information. This doesn't involve you. Relax. Go outside and touch some grass.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, welcome to the real world. Yeah, that's just like the vibe that I got from Taylor is like, and like her whole thing is she wants to be brave, so she's putting herself in dangerous situations because she wants to be like her parents, because her parents are archaeologists, and like during, I don't know, times of unrest in other countries and stuff, they like protect artifacts and like museums and stuff like that, which is pretty cool, but like I don't know if it's like a natural job.
Because it's like, your parents are archaeologists, calm down, they're not like, I don't know, bank robbers on the run.
No. And yeah, she's always played it safe in life, and she thought solving a murder investigation will just up her braveness, but it's just silly. And then we have Miles, ex-cop, divorced, bounty hunter. He has a sad backstory about like a kidnapping of his friend gone wrong, childhood friend or something, and it just festers inside of him.
There's like someone, he knew that got kidnapped as a child, and then he did a case that reminded him of that case.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and he got too emotional about it. It's always the way. And then he became a rogue bounty hunter because he was meant to form a PI business with his brother, but then his brother's an asshole apparently. I don't know.
But also his brother is gay, so rep.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, rep. Yeah, that was very. Yeah, I think Jude was surprised by that.
And then as well, he's like, I don't talk to him. It's like, it's not because he's gay, it's because he's a prick.
And then there's Jude, who just wants a holiday because he's mourning the fucking panda.
The fucking panda.
Bartholomew. Ooh, I also liked in the first chapter, because the first chapter is where everything became established, or at least the first couple. Jude was because the point of this vacation is for Jude. Taylor organised it for Jude. And Jude is like, but you need a vacation too because of all the years you've learnt of remote learning and like catching up on children and stuff who have failed behind their educational standards and stuff. And that's gave you the impression that this is obviously post-pandemic times, which I like.
Because I think we were having this conversation the other day about teachers saying that like there's kids that can't, like, don't know how to write essays, don't know how to like can't spell and stuff because it just ruined them.
Yeah, have set them back a bit, which is fair enough, because not everyone can learn like in a classroom, but at the same time, not everyone can learn remotely or in a classroom. So I really hope they've learnt and there's like hybrid situations. I think
now, and I was talking to a teacher the other day who was saying that they have a lot of students who are on like learning plans or like education plans where they only come like 3 days a week.
Yeah, you have those talks and you figure out what you need and then you make a plan and execute the plan. Love it. Love that. I said lovelet again. Oh my god.
You need to calm down.
Far out. And also, Miles rides a motorcycle because that's a badass aspect of being a bounty hunter. And he's in his mid-30s and there's this age gap situation, which Miles...
Yeah, but I'm not into that because it's a big one.
You're not into that one.
So I think he says he's like in his late 30s and she's like mid-20s.
I thought he said mid-30s.
Sorry. Maybe I misread.
I don't know. It could go either way. I suppose it doesn't really matter. I also loved how early on Miles explains to Taylor and Jude that they're still suspects. And they were like so shocked by this. What? It's like, why? We've just been here. And obviously there was like Lisa, the sister, was a suspect, and the father that threatened him and all that was a suspect, and then like a neighbour was a suspect. I think his name was Sal.
He was angry.
He's anti-Airbnb. That was the other thing. I like the like interwoven issues of Airbnbs and how, you know, empty B&Bs doesn't help in housing crises and stuff like that. And I like those subtle, well, not so subtle issues, because then it became revealed that the mayor had a whole like campaign against Airbnbs.
While she had a business that like sort of invested in Airbnbs.
Yeah, while she dabbled, so she's a fucking hypocrite.
She's a hypocrite.
And then that's when I wrote the mayor. It was the mayor, and then later on, subsequently, it was old mate Kurt, because he's trying to protect her reputation, and if her reputation's protected, then so is his, and so is his job security. Which, I don't know, I feel like a bit of a weak sort of plot point. I don't know.
I think it was a weak plot point. It's like, oh, so you've murdered because you're loyal, like, to a job?
Yeah. Is that a bad thing?
Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't kill for my job.
No, hell no. Like, I ain't sacrificing anything for nobody. Not on my shift. And then we also thought it was Lisa because she assumed she was going to inherit those properties, and then Taylor then later found out at the library that it was owned by Evergreen Corp, and the mayor had invested in that, and as well a business partner arrangement. And then that's when Kurt thunked her in the head with the book, knocked her out. And there was another situation where they were about to have sex, and like he threw a boy through a window.
For the longest time, I didn't realise what was actually thrown through the window, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the boy," and I was like, "What about the boy?"
What's a boy? A teenage boy, a literal child.
I was just like, "Hello."
Yeah, I don't know. I liked that Taylor was kind of targeted in that sense because she's smart and she's a threat, but like Kurt doesn't know that she's trying to invest. I suppose he was watching her, but like he doesn't know her level of like criminology and her crime podcast listenings other than like the reader. So I thought, like, why would he just assume she would want to solve it as well? I suppose he was watching her. I feel like the tiff between her and Miles, where Miles was I suppose not allowing her to investigate or take part or collaborate, I think that was like very fair, because like he's the professional, she's like that crime TikTokers who want to know everything, and like out of complete disregard for her safety. It's like, it's dangerous. Like, I wouldn't want to be anywhere. If I found a body, I wouldn't want to like continue being near it,
like,
or
see ya.
associating with it. Be like, I'll give you my statement and I'm gonna fuck off.
I'll see you never again. Bye.
Bye. And then, because, she found a suspected murder weapon on the beach, and it turned out to not be the gun used. I think it was like a decoy situation placed by Kurt.
He planted it to, like, get them off his trail.
Yeah, not that they were ever on his trail. They were just on the trail of the mayor. And then in the Taylor hostage situation with Kurt, Miles was on the phone to the mayor, and then the mayor kind of talked him down, being like, you're an excellent employee, like, I value you, blah, blah, blah. And I just thought, it's a bit weak, the whole thing. Like, the negotiation sort of situation. It was too bizarre of, like, a reason. I don't know. It could have been more sinister. But maybe, I don't know, I'm just used to more sinister things in books.
Think...
It's meant to be, but this is goofy, you know?
Book. I was expecting it, a little bit more murder.
And then, obviously, throughout the book, Miles and Taylor fall in love within the 5 days of knowing each other. Kenzie's face.
I did like the declaration, though, of, like, I could fall in love easily with someone like you, blah, blah.
Yeah, and he is divorced. I think it was just because he didn't have the words, or he wasn't that soft or whatever for his late wife. Not late wife, ex-wife.
She's dead.
She's not dead. She's not dead as far as I'm aware. Hey, there would have been a lot more angst if she was dead, like, while he was on a job or something. Oof. And so then, Miles becomes overly protective of Taylor, but mainly also because he thinks she's a suspect, because, he doesn't trust what she says. And they, like, develop, like, a routine. Like, they have breakfasts and stuff together a lot within those 5 days, I guess. And, I don't know, it just felt really forced proximity, but not in, like, the cute trope way, in that this is the only reason how I'm going to get them together type of way. They just have to be near each other and interact with each other. And then, he says his declaration at the end.
I did like, though, when they're having breakfast or whatever, doing stuffs, how Jude is just, like, talking about the burrito. He's like, yeah, we use all the leftovers from tacos in our burritos. And then, like, I don't know, what's his name? Miles and Taylor are saying stuff. He's like, yeah, and, like, we tried to get an avocado, but we couldn't find any good avocado. So we just, and then they're still fighting. And then Jude's like, I'm going inside.
Yeah, it was just like, I suppose that's like a normal conversation that you could have. And I liked that realness about it. But he
was just like, but it's like, I feel like we've all been in that situation where, like, someone's obviously, like, having a fight or something. And you're just trying to, like, diffuse the tension.
Yeah, it's like right in front of my salad. And I think when Kurt was holding Taylor hostage, Taylor told Jude to, like, run and stuff, and then he runs into Miles, and then Miles ends up doing a whole, like, switcheroo hostage situation. But then Miles manages to, like, disarm Kurt, and all is dandy. A shot does go off. We love the one shot trope goes off. Who does it hit?
It hits
hit
the
nobody.
water.
It hits the water. And then, there's an epilogue as well. All is right in the world. Epilogue. It's like a fumbly moment where Miles asks Taylor to marry him. She says yes.
She, like, gets home. It's been 2 years. She's moved to Boston because he started private investigating full...
Put your mic in your face.
It is in my face. I moved it slightly. It's still in my face. I'm trying to drink my juice box. Anyway, and Miles has Miles and Taylor have moved to Boston, and then Taylor gets home from work and he's, like, standing in the lounge room or whatever, and then her parents and Jude and whatever, and his brother and his brother's husband are all, like, waiting in, like, the next room or whatever, but Taylor gets home and is like, ooh, we gonna fuck. And then she's, like, taking her clothes off and stuff. And then he's like, what is happening? And then they come out and, like, oh, so we're assuming this means she said yes. And it's like, what is happening? And then he gets
how embarrassing.
I thought, though, because there was a lot of talk of him being, like, imagining her pregnant and stuff. And then being like, I'm not going to let her have anyone else's children. And I thought that the epilogue would be her pregnant. But
we love that. Hey, and another thing that you like in Tessa Bailey books... The notable condom.
Oh, yes. Every time they had sex, there was a Connie Dom Dom Dom.
Connie Dom Dom Dom. Oh my god.
I was like,
I love it so much.
Thank you. for including this so much.
Yeah. I also, just because it's been 5 days, I just find it so bizarre. But then, yeah, Miles was so infatuated with Taylor and, like, sees her as a distraction, but he wants to fuck her, but she's a distraction. I've got to fix the case, but I
could be so soft with her, and I've never felt like this, and I just want to keep her safe and protect her.
It's like, I only want to make her come, not the fucking vibrator. It's like, I don't want to fucking anybody in those red lacy panties or whatever the fuck she had.
He
lingerie.
Stole her pants, and I was like,
that's creepy.
Yeah, and I was like,
creepy.
You've known her for 2 minutes.
That is
and
so
you stole
creepy.
her underwear. And then also when she's like, I would have only worn, because he's like, I don't want you wearing these for anyone else. And then later she's like, I would have only worn them for you. It's like, when you packed them, you didn't even know him.
I know, just the possessiveness of it all is so stupid. I don't know. It's creepy. I don't know. I think Book Talk has, like, completely annihilated what it means for, like, a normal man.
Some things, like, in the books that people say, like, oh yeah, like, that's hot. But also, if someone said this shit to me in real life, I'd be like, eh.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok of a chick on, I think it was on the Potty Talk, and she's like, in books, this is hot and this is okay, but in real life, fuck no, red flag. Like, everyone wants, like, the mean bad boy / mean high lord / the cruel prince
with the tail. I want the tail.
Yeah, so they all like the mean boys who have a soft spot, but, like, if they're mean to everyone else but you, that's a red flag. They're just horny. But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's the book. A bit of a tangent. Apologies. Shall we go to the stars that listen? Alright, the stars that listen is where we read a 1-star review and a 5-star review from Goodreads for shits and giggles. We're going to start with the 1-star first because the 5-star reviews are normally positive and we want to end on a positive note.
So there's one, it just says, you know what, your mum. I was like, what? I hate reading crappy books. I'm pessimistic enough as it is in real life. The only thing I stupidly am optimistic about are books. I've become way too attuned to my taste that reading terrible books is not all that common for me. I didn't even go into this with high expectations. My expectations were neutral. This book, however, is theatrical from beginning to end, and quite frankly, that is not what I want to be fed for almost 300 pages. So it's like, but yeah, I just think that person has just read a book that's not to their taste, and yeah. And then I have...
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
It's so bad I want to give it a 0, but that's not possible.
So I give it a 1 or a 0. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, my 1-star review. I thought it's a bit of a paragraph. I thought the cover was so cute, so dumb for me to read past the sample and purchase this one. I liked the main character's teaching background and her connection to her brother. That was pretty much it. I wanted the mystery to be so worth her time. Sadly, it was a no-brainer. I figured out right away and was left with insipid plot points that went nowhere. The main characters were so dumb together. The romance was mind-numbingly bland or cringy. None of it was really worth my time or the cute cover art. What a waste. Fair. Valid. Alright, 5-star review, Kenzie.
Why does the cover look like Akatar fan art? Edit, there's a new cover and now it's amazing. So, I was like, alright. And then, can we just, I'll fuck you so nasty, you'll never be the same. Miles. The Scottish Highlander bounty hunter is god tier. I don't think he has ever said he was Scottish, but anyway. I want to be the man she thinks I am. He's soft on the inside. He sits on the floor and cries about their breakup. Please, my heart can't take it.
Yeah, they have to have that pissy little breakup and then come back together, don't they? For no reason. And of course, when she's in, after the hostage situation, he's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I love you.
Take me back. 5-star review. I'm obsessed with this book, but Tessa Bailey needs to go to jail for using the words weeping in a sexual setting. Really, Tessa?
Oh, nice.
That's it. 5 stars. Allegedly. Yep, that's it. Alrighty. And I think that would conclude Letterboxd Book Club.
This episode of Letterboxd Book you can find us Instagram. I was going to say on Letterboxd Book Club, but anyway, you can find us on Instagram at letterboxd_book_club. From there, our link tree is in the bio, where you will find us in all the places: Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, etc., etc.
Wonderful. Catch us next week for a relatively spoopy book for the spoopy season, which isn't that spoopy, unless it's Verity. We need to find a thriller.
I'll try my best. I'll have a...
I think I have in my library on my Kindle the X
yes.
Hex. I think that was something we wanted to do, but I think that's like a fun, witchy, supernatural vibe. So next week we'll have the X Hex, I think. or the Hex X, or whichever the way it goes. Witchy vibe, fun. Check us
Bye-bye,
out next
love you
week. Bye-bye.